Hello, everyone. We are now on the Challenge USA episode 10, the final episode. All right. Last time we had David going home, losing to Enzo in elimination. All right. Enzo, Enzo was talking a big game. He was like, "I'm coming after you guys. You keep sending me in. I keep winning. Coming after you guys." He's always talking. He's complete garbage, but he's always talking. So now it is the final elimination, and is the female elimination. All right. Enzo's still talking big, of course, as he does. And no one wants to run the final with him because he's hot garbage. And he, for some reason, don't seem to understand that. That's why he keeps getting thrown into elimination, is either because he loses or because they want to eliminate him. It just hasn't worked because the other people that he's gone against, well, except for, damn it, he was just one dude. He just got lucky with one dude. Guy was smaller than him, but that dude was pretty good. He wasn't the most athletic person, but he was a smart dude. All right. Next up, we still have the rivalry between uh Angela and Sarah, where they have their respective alliances going on. It's all nonsense. And then they did this whole backstory with Danny and his wife and his daughter, and I'm like, was this like a foreshadowing to something? I don't know what it is. It's an all girls elimination, so I don't know why they're foreshadowing Danny, but hey, there you go. Now Danny has family. Uh so come to the challenge, and it is called Tired because they have to wake up early in the morning. Well, it's still night, still dark out. Let me show you a little image of it. Still dark out, and they have to swim across uh, a lake. Let me see if I can get an image of the lake. All right. So in the middle of the night, they have to swim across a lake. See them right here. All right. So this is where they're going to start, right there. All right. So they have to swim. Let's see if I can. There we go. All right. So what is this on his head? It's probably just the lighting, hopefully. So they have to swim across this lake in the middle of the night and get to, I think it's like 300 meters, something like that. Get to the other end of the lake. They have to crawl out of the ditch at the other end of the lake using a rope. And then they have to go through a bunch of abandoned buildings and find tires. And these tires are locked behind a puzzle. So they have to solve the puzzle to get the tire and then run the tire back and put it on some sort of pole next to their name. So there are tires that represent different points. I think there's a pink tire that's worth 20 points, red tire that's worth 10 points, orange, I think there's like 5 points, and I think that's about it. So right away, the first one through was, of course, Tyson, and then Ben right behind Tyson, and then Dominic right behind there. For the ladies, the first one through was Angela, uh, followed by Kayla after she gets a boost from Sarah behind her because she couldn't crawl up the rope. Yeah. So Tyson goes, and his idea is to get to the highest colored tire. So he goes straight towards the pink tire, which is trapped behind a slide puzzle that he has to do in order to get it out. And there's only 2 pink tires because the second pink tire was snatched up by Angela, who went straight to it, and she was doing the same slide puzzle right next to Tyson. Names, boy. Uh, so they're both locked behind this puzzle, and it seems like the hardest puzzle to them. To me, it seemed pretty easy, just a slide puzzle. You just slide it through and create the picture of whatever it's going to be, while everyone else is going through and grabbing low point tires. They're still stuck on this slide puzzle to get the 20-point tire. So you can see what the slide puzzle looks like. It's basically just an eagle and the stars. There's going to be like 2 stars on this side of the eagle, and the beak is going to be in the middle there, and then 1 star on the other side at the end. So that's pretty much what the symbol is. And yep, you can see just a normal slide puzzle, not very tricky. Yeah. So Angela and Tyson spent like, I think Tyson spent 10 minutes on the puzzle. Angela spent 30 minutes on the slide puzzle. Tyson went through, got a bunch of other tires. He was trying to rack up the points. Ben was trying to catch up to him. He's always trying to compete with Tyson. Angela still on the puzzle, still on that same puzzle. Tyson was encouraging her to keep doing it. But she was just sucking. I don't understand. I am literally perplexed by how difficult she found this puzzle. I don't get it. So she's doing this puzzle while all the other girls are racking up points, grabbing other tires from easier puzzles with lower point values. And eventually she gets the 20-point tire. She stacks it. And then by that point, all the girls have grabbed all the other point tires, small ones, and the only thing she got was like I think was like a 4-point tire or something like that. And she stacked it. And then we have Ben right here, who just finished this puzzle, right? He just finished this puzzle and he grabbed this tire and he's running in the dark, and he falls and breaks his shoulder. So Ben breaks his shoulder, but he keeps going. All right, so eventually they're done. And for first place for the guys, it was tied between Tyson and Dom. Dom was obviously very happy to be tied with Tyson. Tyson didn't really care for it, but they tied, so they both get the win. I think they got altogether, they got 52 points. Both of them got 52 points, so that's how they tied. And the female that won was Sarah, and the one that lost was Angela, because she couldn't do a slide puzzle. So Angela is going into elimination. And as you know, there's already a rivalry between Sarah and Angela. So now that Angela wins, of course she wants to take out, and now that Sarah wins, she obviously want to take out Angela by sending in someone that could eliminate her, or just send in a friend after her. So she's obviously wants to send in, what's that girl's name? Alyssa. Yes. She wants to send in Alyssa, Sarah, Angela's friend, in to compete against her. All right. Tyson, obviously, because he's aligned with Angela, wants to don't want to do that, and he's going to pitch that it should be Kayla to go in, because Kayla couldn't pull herself up during the challenge. Here's the thing. Kayla may not be the physically strongest of the girls, but she's one of the smartest. And she's very good at puzzles. And she's good at a lot of other things. And she has good endurance. So I don't think she's weak, and I wouldn't want her to be eliminated in any way. But Alyssa she's cute, but she hasn't been very impressive. She talks a big game. She was very good in Big Brother, even though she didn't win. But in this game, in the challenge, she's one of the smaller girls and she hasn't performed very well. She hasn't been terrible, but she's like mid. So, you know, she can go. I'm just saying. Uh, so Sarah wants to put in Alyssa. Tyson wants to put in Kayla, and Dominic is in the middle, and he's gonna make a decision that's best for him. Uh, so let's just skip all of the talking and go straight to the elimination. And the elimination is going to be pole wrestling. All right, it's very physical elimination. So Angela's in there, and they're going to decide who's going to go in. Tyson went first, and he chose Kayla. Sarah went second. She chose Alyssa. And then Dom was the last to go, and he chose Alyssa. I thought he wasn't going to do that because he's in alliance with Alyssa and Tyson and Angela and all of them. I thought he was just going to stick with the alliance. But as soon as they get there, TJ announces this is the last elimination. They go into the final after this, so he doesn't need the alliance anymore. So I think that led to his decision to throw in Alyssa. So now Alyssa is going up against Angela, and it wasn't even a question. Alyssa is tiny, and Angela is actually one of the strongest girls there. So you can see it's not even a competition. Alyssa is just trying her best. I mean, she even went in to the competition fully made up, like she had all her makeup on. So you see where her priorities are, see how skinny she is, basically anorexic. There's no way she has the physical strength to even compete. And she doesn't. She just gets blown out the water. Angela finishes the competition within, I think it was less than 5 minutes. She finished the first one in like 20 seconds, and then the second one was another I would say 15 seconds. So it wasn't even, yeah. So Angela's crying because her friend is going home, and it was like no one really cares. Chick was garbage. Uh so she's gone. All right. Now let us skip. Oh, Ben is still hurt. I forgot to mention that. Ben is still hurt. He can barely move his shoulder, but he wants to compete, so he doesn't just exit out the competition. So they're going to the final. Everybody's happy. They're on the plane. They're freaking holding cameras up and they're freaking speaking into it and whatever. I didn't listen to that part. So they get there. They're about to go compete, but then TJ announces that unfortunately for Ben, he doesn't get to compete. He doesn't get to compete because he's injured and they don't want to take the chance that he might get hurt worse. So he gets eliminated, which means there's one more girl than there's guys, and the competition requires teams. So there's going to be, at each leg of the race, there's going to be one girl that's just going to be by herself, while the rest of them are going to be teamed up with a guy. Right? So let's see. The first teams are chosen randomly, and I think was Kayla. So I remember Kayla was set up with Danny. Then Tyson was with Justine. No, I can't remember. Oh, I know Enzo was with Desi. Angela was with Dominic. And Justin was with Tyson. Yes, I was correct. So Enzo with Desi, which means Sarah was by herself. Uh, all right. So the first leg of the race is, of course, swimming. All right. They're going to start right here on this barge, and then they have to swim to the shore. All right. So competition started. Everyone's off swimming. Obviously, Enzo is last. He's doggy paddling through, struggling, and Desi is just trying to encourage him because if he quits, that means she's out as well. Uh, so everyone got to the shore and they're doing the puzzle. And Enzo quits. He starts screaming, "I can't breathe," which doesn't make sense because obviously you need to be able to breathe to be able to scream. Um, but in the interview afterwards, he was saying he just saw the shore was so far away and he knew he couldn't make it. So obviously he was bullshitting, he was lying. He could breathe just fine. And he just panicked because he knew he couldn't make it and he quit. Because he quits, Desi now is also eliminated. And I'm just like, this is the exact reason why they kept throwing Enzo in elimination. And he kept complaining about, oh, why is it always me? Why do I have to keep going in? Because you suck, Enzo. You suck. And the first chance you get, you quit. You freaking quit. Well, not the first time. That's the second time he's quit, and it involved water. He keeps quitting. He shouldn't have been in the final in the first place. Such hot garbage, that guy. So Enzo is out and Desi's out. And the first team to complete the puzzle was Kayla and Danny. All right. Second team to complete the puzzle was Sarah, who was by herself. Third was Tyson and Justine. And then fourth was Angela and Dominic. All right. So let's see what the points stack up. All right. So you can see the points. Oh, make myself smaller. All right, so you see the points right here. See Kayla and Danny got that 5 points. Sarah got that 4 points, but she was by herself, and 3 points, Justin and Tyson. 2 points, Dominic and Angela. And of course, disqualified Desi and Enzo. All right. So we got 2, 4, 6, 7. There's 7 people left in the competition. All right. Let's go on to the second leg of the final, and it is a jog. It is a jog to an eating competition where they had to eat a whole goddamn onion. It's not a joke. They got a whole onion and they got lemon juice, I think. I think it's lemon juice, or is it lime? It's one of them. I think it's probably lime. So lime juice and a whole onion, just like biting into an onion. So you can see she barely touched the freaking onion, but she's drank a lot of that juice. He's barely touched his juice and he's already digging into the onion. So obviously she's gonna struggle right away. All right. So the first one to complete the eating portion was in fact Danny, and I think Danny was teamed up with Angela that time. Yeah, so Danny and Angela were the first one to complete that one. And second, I don't remember. I don't remember. But the last was in fact Kayla, because she was by herself that round, because one of the girls always got to be by themselves at a particular round, and that was her turn. And she ended up by herself. And even if she was with a partner, she wouldn't have made it through because she was struggling with eating onion. All right. So they go on to the third round while Kayla was still struggling with the onion. The third round is they have to, what is it? I can't remember. Was it a puzzle or something? Oh, right, math. They have to do math. So they're going to go through various stations that has a math problem on it. And after they add up and divide and whatever, and they get the full math problem, they go to this final station here and they put up their blocks with that has various numbers on it. And it's going to be a 3-digit number, and they put it up there, and that is how they win. And as you can see, Danny and Angela are the ones to finish first right here. All right. So that's a second first place for Danny right there. So Danny's doing good already in the final. All right. The second team to finish that one, I think, was Tyson and Sarah. And then third was Dominic and Justine. And of course, last was Kayla, who was by herself. Right. But she, in the end, she still finished the competition. I'm going to ignore the points from now on. You know what? They're showing it, so I'm going to show it. But the points didn't really matter in the end, to be honest. But if you are interested in it, then you can see Danny, who won twice, got 10 points. Sarah, who got second place the first time, and now she got second place again. So that's 8 points. You got Angela over here, who just got first place, and she got 2 points before, and she got 5 points now. So 7 over here for Kayla, because she was first before and she just got 2. And then we got 5 for Dom, who's consistently sucking, and then 6 points for Justine right there. All right. So that's how they stack up. Going to the next leg of the competition. I believe that time Justine was by herself. And who was in the team? Dominic and Kayla was in a team. Angela and Tyson was in a team. And that leaves Sarah and Danny, right? Names were, I was blanking on the names. All right, so Sarah and Danny are together. All right, so they go and they have to memorize a bunch of numbers, and they have to carry a wheel with them, and the wheel has a bunch of numbers on it, and then they have to memorize the numbers that are on the tree. All right, and when they get to the end, there's going to be a puzzle with a bunch of numbers on it that correspond to a letter, and they have to remember what their numbers are, and then line up their wheel with the numbers that was on the tree when they first began, line up the wheel with those numbers and then the letters, and then figure out whatever the word is from that. All right. So that's the puzzle. All right. The first one to finish was Angela and Tyson, first place. Danny and Sarah was second. And then who's third? Dominic and Kayla, right? And of course, the last is Justine by herself. Right. So the next challenge is an overnight challenge, which means one partner is going to be sleeping, the other one's going to be doing work, and that work involved, let's see right here. They have to dig out these flagpoles right here with a shovel. They have to dig out these mounds that are around the pole, right? So that is what what they're going to be doing overnight. But this time Angela is by herself, so which means she's not going to be sleeping at all. She's going to have to be doing all the digging by herself. But she decided she's just going to take last place and just not dig and just go to sleep and then finish the rest of the challenge. I don't know if there was a part in the rules that say if you quit, you just get last place, because that doesn't make any sense, especially since there's more girls than guys, which means if a girl quits, they have no problem letting them go. But she decided to quit. She wasn't really thinking it through. She figured, I'll just take last place. Everybody else was pretty pissed about that because they're doing a bunch of work and then she's gone. I believe the first one to finish was Dominic, and who was he partnered with? I can't remember. He was partnered with somebody. Sarah, right? He was partnered with Sarah. All right. So Dom won that one. Second was Danny and third was Danny and Justine. And I think it was God damn it, who's the other girl that exists? Kayla. So Kayla was with Tyson. So they were second. All right. So the next morning when they woke up, Angela get the information that she is been eliminated because she quit. I think they would have left her on if there was an equal amount of guys and girls. But since there's no need for them to keep doing this turntable of an extra person when someone already quits and they can just eliminate them. So she ends up going home. Yeah. Unfortunate. So, I mean, this season was the season of quitters, to be honest with you. You'll find out soon enough. So, Angela wasn't actually trying to quit. She was just dumb and she made a mistake. All right. So the next leg of the race is an actual race up the goddamn mountain. It's a literal freezing ice cold mountain, and they have to do puzzles at various stations up the mountain. So obviously, right off the bat, the first person in first place is Tyson. You see Tyson right there. He's in first place, and he got to the first puzzle, and you can see what it is. It just assembling blocks or whatever. It's not an interesting puzzle. All right, so he got there first. He finished the puzzle first, and he moves on to the second leg. Right behind him is Danny, and then Dominic, and after that is the girls, which I don't know. I think it was Justine. Justine was the first girl, and because of the puzzle. And then after Justine was Kayla, then Sarah. Right? Because Sarah got stuck on the first puzzle, and all the other girls got through the puzzles. So the second puzzle is a Sudoku. All right. Of course, Tyson got there first, but he was stuck on the Sudoku, and Danny came in, and he was apparently very good at Sudoku, and he blew through it, and he moved on. All right. So they're on a freezing mountain, and they have no gloves on their hands. So their fingers are freezing. And their whole bodies are cold, and it was raining prior to them getting to the snow-covered mountain. So it's not a comfortable spot. Sarah still stuck at the bottom of the mountain on the first puzzle. Everybody else got stuck on the Sudoku on the top of the mountain in the snow. Danny is moving on to the last leg of the race. He's about to win. Tyson, Dominic, and Angela, and Justine are all stuck on the Sudoku, and they're freezing, and they all decided together to quit. So everybody quits, leaving. And then Kayla shows up, and she was trying to do. She showed up after they all quit, and she was trying to do the puzzle, but eventually she quit as well because she was freezing. So everyone's quit except for Danny, who's about to win, and Sarah, who's trapped at the bottom of the mountain on the first puzzle. So eventually Sarah completes the first puzzle, but around that time, Danny wins, and he came in first. He reached the flag, he reached the end. Then Sarah gets to the Sudoku puzzle, and I thought she was going to quit. But she gets through the Sudoku puzzle. And then she goes to the end, and she thought she lost the game. But then she finds out, no, everyone else quit, so you win. Danny and Sarah, the only two people to not quit, Because besides Ben, everybody else that competed quit. Well, except for Ben and Desi. She didn't quit, but her partner quit, so which means she quits as well. It's season of quitters, and the winner is Danny and Sarah. I am mind blown by this whole season, but it's over now, and I believe they're going to all compete uh, against other winners in a big challenge later. I don't know. Till next time.